I am so excited that we are entering year 2 of the support from the fireworks community team. I am so excited to have them hosting us today. They're a creative co-working space focused on supporting the local community and uplifting creative entrepreneurs. Get a free day pass. When you book with them, you have to use code DRIVE, or if you go to see them in person to visit their beautiful space and meet their awesome staff, tell them Logan from Your Morning Drive sent you, and you'll get a free day pass to try the space yourself. Fireworks Co-working in Marietta, Georgia.
Your Morning Drive is also present to us by Good Days Canned Cocktails. Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready-to-drink canned format for any occasion, whether it's a pool day, a boat day, a beach day, a graduation, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, anything in between. Good Days are there for you. Good Days are ahead when they are in your cooler, your fridge, your anything in between. Good Days has your back. If you want to be one of the first to try their drink, you can do so by visiting drinkgooddays.com/pages/find-us to find a store near you selling their drink. Of course, you must be 21 years of age to consume and purchase.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Your Morning Drive. I am Logan, your host today, coming to you from the Fireworks Studio in Marietta, Georgia. I am so glad you decided to join me today. Before we dive in, I have a couple of quick requests. First, make sure to hit that follow or subscribe button on whatever platform you're listening on. This way you'll never miss an episode, and new ones will come straight to your phone so you don't miss them every week. Second, share this episode with just one friend or family member or coworker or ex-girlfriend or whoever in your life to start their day. If you want to listen, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And if you enjoy a visual experience, you can also look it up on YouTube as well. Everything, of course, is just at Your Morning Drive. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review on Apple, rate on Spotify, and it's just a simple way to help us grow and reach even more people. For more content, updates, behind-the-scenes fun, and everything in between, follow along on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and maybe TikTok if it isn't banned by now. But follow along there, everything, of course, at Your Morning Drive. There you'll find episode announcements, clips, and plenty to keep you entertained throughout the week. Thank you again for tuning in to Your Morning Drive. Let's get started. My guest today started her journey in 2013 with her mom's Canon Rebel and friends wanting updated social media pictures. After a traumatic event in 2015 left her struggling to write, photography became her creative outlet and a way to heal, reclaim her power, and empower others. For 6 years, she balanced it as a side gig while working as a legal assistant until being laid off in 2022, a blessing in disguise that pushed her to go full-time. Now, in her second year as a full-time photographer, she's proud of her growth and is reconnecting with writing through a contemporary romance novel, which I'll have to get some more information about in a second, with her husband as her biggest cheerleader. Please welcome my new friend, Jessica Lovell.
Not even gonna try.
Not even trying. What is it again?
Surovchak.
Where are you from? Where's your family from?
They're from Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Yes.
Okay.
Technically Czechoslovakia, but now there's two. Now it's Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Oh my God, I'm today years old. Czechoslovakia and Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Basically, yeah.
Wow, today years old when I found that out, ladies and gentlemen. People listening are probably like, what an idiot. I don't know world history.
Eastern European.
I probably should know that.
I mean, it's not
maybe
super common knowledge. I mean, my husband likes to call me a Russian spy. Like whenever anybody brings up my last name.
You might be a Russian spy.
I could be. I very well could be.
You're the probe everyone's talking about. Wow, Russian spy. What an honor it is to have you here. Tell me, did you interfere with the 2020 president? No. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, that's awesome to have you. You know what's so funny about this is way back when I posted in whatever Facebook group it was that I have a podcast and people can come to me and sit with me, tell me their story, talk about their business, yada, yada, yada. I had so many, Jessica. Is it Jess? You say Jess a lot. Is it Jess, Jessica?
Either one. I mean, my friends call me Jess.
Okay, Jess. We'll do Jess. Jess, I can't tell you how many photographers reached out and they were like, do me. And I was like, yeah, sure. Let's run it. But every single one has either ghosted me, which, hello, not to like put myself on a platform, but like, I'm doing this to like advertise your business. So like,
I mean, I can understand. It gets a little crazy sometimes.
and it does, for sure. I mean, the day-to-day, it just, you get lost. And not one photographer has been on this podcast. You were the first.
Oh my gosh. And you're my first podcast.
Look at that.
So look
at the universe. It's just working in both of our favors. I guess. I don't look at us.
Look at us.
Who'd have thought? Not me. So we said when we connected on Facebook, and that's the other fun thing is you might not have even been here, but one morning I woke up dummy early and I downloaded like Facebook Messenger, like for the Mac. I guess there's a Facebook Messenger app, like without Facebook. Like it's like the Messenger app on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that, but they have it for Mac. And I was like, and Facebook just like kept telling me to try to download it. And I was like, fine. So I downloaded it and I was just like going through my Facebook messages through the years and I was just scrolling and I was like, man. But then I saw a ton of people that I never got back to. And I think you were one of them. You'd said, hey, I'm interested. And I said, sounds good. I'll reach out when, things calm down. Never reached back out. So sorry about that. But I followed up with a ton of people and I was like, oh my God, Facebook Messenger, thank you for this. And here we are.
Here we are.
Quick turnaround too. That was like last week.
I know.
Like Monday.
I know.
I feel like.
So
and you were like,
excited.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I was like sick. Because I had the slot and I was like, bet.
Yeah.
Freaking
A little bit quieter right now.
Right.
I'll take it.
Yeah, for sure. Do you find that, January, February, is that like or maybe just January? Because February, I would think people were taking like lovey-dovey, like Valentine's Day things.
Sometimes, January is pretty quiet, especially the beginning of January because everyone's coming down off the holidays and they don't want to book a session or whatever. I was just going to say they don't want to spend the money because they've spent money on Christmas, which is also understandable. But usually January is pretty quiet. Some people might book like boudoir sessions for Valentine's Day gifts.
Boudoir session?
Boudoir sessions.
You do those?
I do those.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Boudoir. I have questions.
Those are some of my favorites.
How do you get into that?
Oh.
How do you just... Because that's a lot of trust.
Yeah.
That someone has with the photographer of like, I'm going to get real vulnerable with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, and those are like some of my favorite ones because I just get to empower my subject and make them feel like a goddess for an hour, however long that we're shooting. So, but yeah, I really just, one of my best friends wanted photos done while her husband was overseas. And so we set some time up in a studio. This was like I was so bad. These pictures will never see the light of day again ever because they just were not good. If I ever find them again, I'll probably immediately just delete them. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And then slowly just went from there, just started building up. So it's kind of been the whole.
So you started with boudoir?
No. I didn't start with boudoir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but I did I think that was probably in my first year, probably like in 2014.
I graduated high school in 2014.
Oh, God. That's right. You're a baby.
Yeah, I guess. I don't feel like a baby. Are babies ready for bed at 9 p.m.?
It's a part.
I guess. Sure. I feel like an old man.
Yeah.
I think I act like one, too. Yesterday, I did not leave the couch.
Yeah.
I stayed there all day. It was great.
Those are the best.
They are. Sometimes you need them.
Exactly.
I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, you know what? We had a lot of plans this weekend had the snow not happened on Saturday, especially. And it was like, I'm bummed that those plans didn't happen because we were going to be celebrating something awesome. But at the same time, it's nice to know that you can't go anywhere, it almost took me back to COVID.
Yeah.
I know it's dramatic. I mean, we had one snow day, Saturday, I guess Friday too, but like, it just felt like
Everything just kind of slowed down.
everything just kind of stopped.
Exactly.
And it was so nice,
Yeah, it is nice.
to just,
I do kind of miss that a little bit. I kind of miss that about COVID.
right?
Kind of like it forced you to like
Just
just
chill.
chill out. You didn't have to go anywhere. Did get a little bit boring sometimes, but
Sure.
to go margaritas made it really fun.
To go margarita. I don't know if I've ever taken an alcoholic beverage to go.
My friends and I did a lot.
Really?
COVID. Yeah, a couple Mexican restaurants around us had them, and they would like give them in like these to go, like the soup cups that they like put the soup.
Oh my God, really?
They're like this big.
Just giant straw.
Exactly. Just like straight up just tequila. So yeah, we would just
Where was
fuck.
have you always lived out in the area that you and hubby live now?
No. So I grew up in Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I'm like grew up right on the edge of Woodstock and Roswell.
okay.
Yeah. So there was a little Mexican restaurant right there that whenever we found out that they were doing to go margaritas, I think actually it was me and my mom were the first, whenever I was with her the first time I found out about them. And I'm like, we need to go margaritas, thinking that they weren't going to be that strong. I'm like, they're not going to put a lot of tequila.
Yeah, something that someone's taking to go.
Yeah.
It's not like they can drink the tequila and spend more money on more out margaritas.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking there's no way. And then we got home and we drank like half of them each, and we're fucked up. So we were just like, whoa, okay. But yeah, no, they made it really fun.
And you and hubby, what's hubby's name?
John.
John. So you and John live in Kingston? Is that what you said?
Yes. So we are in like a tiny little town in between Cartersville and Rome.
Wow.
Basically, yeah.
How fun.
Teeny tiny.
Is that where he lived?
No, he also grew up in the Woodstock area.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Etowah and I went to Sequoia.
Okay.
So we joke about it all the time that we probably crossed paths several times at school events and stuff like that before we met, but we didn't meet until years after we graduated. So
And so you guys moved out there to Kingston for work, affordability?
mostly affordability.
Yeah.
Would have loved to stay in Cherokee County,
Of course.
but yeah, that wasn't happening.
No, not
for our first house.
No, not for your first house. Cherokee County and Cobb County, they'll be like, that'll be $800,000 for a shack. And you're like, no. Same reason we looked in Cartersville was like, they're building nice houses in Cartersville and they're not $800,000.
Exactly.
So let's move out there until we're adults with real money.
Exactly. That's pretty much the same mindset that we had.
That's all the old people in Bartow County are so mad.
They hate.
They do. They're like,
really
these damn kids.
They hate that. They just hate all the change that's coming.
There's a lot of it.
And I'm just like, it's good. It's good for areas to grow. Like, just be happy.
I was talking to this business owner in Cartersville the other night, Nagel's Bagels, shout out to Kelly. And I was asking them if they serve like THC beverages or whatever, because they have a full alcoholic menu. And she was like, yeah, I don't know. Cartersville might not be ready for that. And I was like, respectfully, they have a whole ass weed store / sex toy store in the heart of downtown Cartersville.
For real.
The first
To the Mellow Mushroom, like right next to the family restaurant.
But also, I've not made this connection in my head until you said that just then. Mellow Mushroom is definitely the place to have a weed store next door.
Exactly.
That's their whole vibe, is tripping.
Exactly.
Wow. That makes so much sense. But yeah, I remember moving here and thinking like, oh, this is all conservative Bartow County. And then boom, weed and sex store right there. And I was like, whoa. I think I went in there one time just to like, my first time, I was just like, hey, I just think this is hilarious that you guys are here. Have a good day.
Oh yeah, no, people get mad about that too. Like,
Do they?
like some like Bartow like Facebook pages, they will like go and rant about that forever.
Dude, the Bartow Facebook groups are unhinged.
They are. I had to leave one because I kept getting into arguments with people.
Really?
So because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And I'm not really like one to start fights.
Yeah.
But there were just some things said and I was just like, no. Like, it's 2020. Now it's 2025.
That's weird to say.
But yeah, no, I had to like take myself out of a group.
Damn.
Because I'm just like, okay, this is disturbing my peace.
Yeah. Wow. I only look at those groups here and there really just to find guests. And the other day, I just love scrolling through like the Bartow News, whatever one it is. I don't know why I'm thinking that it's like a red. They've got like a red header.
Yes, that's the one that I took myself.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I saw one a while ago, and this guy was like, we need a Costco. And someone was just like, we need more strip clubs. And they were like, we are not the same. I'm looking for bulk food and discounted prices, and you're looking for strippers. And it's always like the comments are so good. Yeah, for real. The comments are so funny. I mean, I just want to like find all these people at a bar and be like, you guys are fun. Like this is great. But yeah, there are some wackos in there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There are some wackos.
I feel like there's some in every group.
Oh, for sure.
Always got to have some sprinkled in there.
There's got to be wackos for the rest of us to not be wackos.
Exactly.
It sounds horrible, but there's got to be weird people in the world for the non-weird people to exist.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Fun. It's almost like, I don't know why this thought came to mind, but I'm going to say it because why not? Do you ever like look at somebody and you can just look at them and tell they have an Android? Fun. Another one of our sponsors today is Jessica Surovchak Photography. Jessica Surovchak Photography offers personalized portrait sessions that bring out the best in every moment. Whether you need family portraits, senior pictures, or photos for your engagement announcements, Jessica combines creativity and expertise to deliver breathtaking images you'll treasure forever. She provides tailored sessions to fit your needs, high-quality images with attention to detail, and fun, friendly, professional service. Capture life's most special moments with Jessica Surovchak Photography. Book your session today. Like, you can, and usually they're weird. No offense to all of my friends that have Androids that aren't weird, but every once in a while you look at someone and you're like, I bet they A, smoke cigarettes, and B, have an Android phone.
My husband has an Android.
No. Does he smoke cigarettes?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. John.
Oh,
John, come on, man.
exactly.
Do you give him shit constantly?
Yeah, and he gives me shit constantly. Like every time something goes wrong with my phone, he's like, I wouldn't do that if it was an Android. Like,
all Android people's argument is like, Apple just copies Android. I'm like, yeah, but they copy you and do it better.
exactly.
Sorry, John.
Sorry.
Already hates me. Already off to a bad start. John, how does he spell his name? J-O-H-N? J-O-N?
Yep, just J-O-N.
My dad spells it J-O-N. The only other John I've ever heard of. I've not met John, but the only other John I've heard of that spells it J-O-N.
Oh, that's so cool.
Look at that. All right, John, we're on a good track already. Okay, we're back. We're back. I'm curious. I haven't asked you. So I always do this, Jess, where I talk to people and I don't do a ton of like prying of information before we get here because I want to learn just as much as the person listening to this for the first time. So I don't do a ton of research on people. I do, I'll look at your profiles. I'll look at your website, see what you do. And that's it. I don't do a ton of digging because like the whole bio that you gave me, which was very detailed and appreciated, I didn't read it. I did not read it.
Okay.
I copied it and pasted it into ChatGPT. And I said, summarize this. And that's what I read off at the beginning. I'm giving my secrets away. But I don't read it because I don't want to know the nitty gritties before I meet you. Because I want to ask you real, genuine questions. Because people can tell when it's fake and staged. And like talk shows, people can tell that like it's a list of questions that they're asking off. It just seems fake.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
So I like to have the genuine conversation. So I mentioned in my intro that there was a traumatic event in 2015.
Oh gosh, we're just gonna dive right in.
Can we? Do you mind?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. So
what's the traumatic event?
So I don't know how. I'm just gonna like come out and say I was sexually assaulted. Was drugged and sexually assaulted.
So that's what that is. Okay.
Yeah. So
drugged and sexually assaulted.
Yes.
First off, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And second off, continue.
Yeah, so that's happened. It was awful, obviously. Definitely not something that I would ever wish on never ever would want that for anybody. But yeah, so that was kind of that. I obviously slipped into a depression. I mean, is I guess like the easiest way to describe it. Just was barely existing, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Like really on the edge?
Like literally, like I don't think I ever had a moment where I was so unhappy that I would have like taken things into my own hands. But I was just kind of like, if I'm in a tragic accident right now, I would not care. It was just kind of like, I was just
kind of coasting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that was that.
I won't dig. And of course you can stop me if I ever go too far.
No, go ahead. Continue. I never know.
Wow, that's weird. 2015 was 10 years.
Yeah. Like I was thinking about it recently too, because I was just like, wow, like this will be 10 years, which I mean, I don't mind talking about it because it does help people. I've had people reach out to me and tell me that me sharing my story has helped them.
That's awesome.
In some way. So I definitely don't mind talking about it. It's always just it's definitely a little bit different on this platform, but I don't mind talking about it.
Okay, well then I'll pry a little bit, but please stop me.
Okay.
If you need to.
All right.
Relationship, date, party.
So it was a work friend.
No shit.
Yeah, it was a friend that I made at work. I can't give names and details, obviously, but yeah, I had just started a new job and kind of got taken under a couple of the guys' wings at this job and trusted them. Was really kind of like, I was young. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
So was just young and hanging out with people who were older and wiser, and I thought that it was cool and just, yeah, completely took advantage of that. Even had people that I worked with warn me about them, and I was just like, no, like they're good people. And obviously now I have trust issues.
Wow.
But yeah, I definitely don't trust quite as easily, but at the same time, like I feel like I can't obviously go into every conversation with someone thinking that they're going to be just like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you almost feel like you're not, I don't want to say respecting that other person, but you are. I mean, it's not their fault that something horrible happened to you. But on the flip side of it, I feel like if anyone were in those shoes, they would think the exact same way, especially when pursuing like relationships and going on dates. And it's like, how do I know that, like, if this guy asks me to go back to his place and I want to go back to his place, how do I know I don't get drugged at his? I know that I'm not kidnapped or hurt or sexually assaulted or something really, really messed up. Like, how can I give him the same opportunity to prove me wrong? But at the same time, how do I protect myself?
Exactly. Yeah, that was definitely that was a hurdle for sure.
How did you and John meet?
So we met at the gym.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was what was funny though is that we actually had matched on a dating app years prior, and I guess we added each other on Snapchat, and nothing ever really, like, we probably talked a little bit, but nothing ever moved forward. And so we were at the gym and I was on the Stairmaster and hating my life. I think it was like 30 minutes in.
Jesus, on the Stairmaster?
It was really bad.
Good God.
He just like comes up on the Stairmaster next to me and is like, hi, I'm John. And I'm just like, why? Right now? This is the moment that you choose?
I was about to say the balls on John.
It was just, I mean, like, we had like kind of seen each other a couple times around the gym and like had made eye contact and stuff like that. But it was so funny because I was just like, this man right now, really? Like, I'm like, can barely see out of the sweat dripping into my eyes. And this is the moment. It's just like, she looks really good right now. I'm going to go talk to her.
Wow, John, the ball's on you, dude. I was always told by somebody, like, don't do it at the gym.
Oh, no, exactly. And like, he even told like his friends, he's like, I don't. And that's another funny thing is his friends knew me as Gym Girl for like 2 weeks before he actually talked.
No way.
Yeah, because he like was talking about me. He's like, cute girl at the gym. Don't know who her name is. So they all like called me Gym Girl. I'm still Gym Girl in his phone.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, in your husband's phone?
In my husband's phone.
Oh, that's cute. Wow.
I think it's like Gym Girl / wifey now. I think I've been like slowly upgraded.
Yeah.
I'm like,
eventually the Gym Girl will drop. I'll just be one.
Hope so. I'm like, can it? But yeah, so I mean, he just, yeah, he was very brave. I kind of appreciated that, like a real life. Like I feel like people don't really meet that way anymore. Like they don't meet like in a setting like that. But he told his friends, he's like, I don't want to like interrupt her when she's working out. Like, she's obviously not here looking for guys, like, or looking for someone to like talk to her. And they're like, well, where else are you gonna do it? Like, are you gonna like randomly slide into the stranger's DMs on Snapchat?
Hey, I go to your gym and I saw you on that Stairmaster and you are really working it, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Hi, I'm John. It's like, nah, just make the comment.
So yeah, but I mean, that was
I respect him, honestly. I mean, in what year was this that you guys met?
2019.
I respect the hell out of it, honestly, because I don't know how many times in college that I would go to the gym with my friends and we would, see cute girls from across the gym and think like, oh, somebody should go say something to her. But we were all like, no, you can't do it at the gym because you're either going to get accepted and she's going to be into it, or she's going to be like, dude, I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like, in the parking lot over in the gym, I'm literally mid-set right now. Why are you talking to me? So I respect the fact that he did it and took a chance on it because it could have ended horribly.
Exactly. It could have. But no, it ended pretty well. So.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you're married. You got a rock on your finger.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
Since November of 2022.
Wow.
Yeah.
True love.
Yeah.
And you love living in Bartow County?
No hate to Bartow County. Like, I just, I do miss Cherokee County. I miss things being a little bit closer. I feel like I have to drive a while to get anywhere. So I went from my apartment in Woodstock was like on 575. It was just an easy, hop on the highway, go wherever. And now it's like, it's an hour to go anywhere, but it is what it is. It's nice out there. It's quiet.
Yep.
So I'll take it for a little while.
I'm with you.
Eventually, I'm going to need to move back to Cherokee County.
Yeah. Or at least somewhat closer.
Yeah.
We've said the same thing in that, like, anytime we go anywhere, we just accept that it's going to be 35 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour to get anywhere. Especially if we were to go to like a Braves game, it's going to be an hour plus to get there.
Exactly.
Or to any of our friends' house. Like, we have friends that live in Woodstock. My parents live in Kennesaw. We have friends that live in Kennesaw. We have friends that live in Dallas. Any of those places, it's going to take 35 to 45 minutes, especially on like if it's Friday night and we want to get in the car and go meet someone for dinner, it's going to be 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've just accepted it. I can't lie and say that I am not annoyed with it, though. I mean, I don't care about like the mileage or anything. I don't care about that. I just care about the time. Like, God, it takes so long to get anywhere I want to go.
Yeah.
But there's worse things in the world. My house could be on fire.
Very true.
Hopefully by the time that this episode comes out, the fires are better in California. But Jesus Christ, isn't that crazy? It's insane. I'm not usually one that like pays a lot of attention to that because I just like when I hear LA's on fire, I'm like, yep, this is the typical every other year LA fire. It sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not discounting it. But it's almost like hearing that there was a tornado in Oklahoma. It's like, okay, par for the course.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It happens. There's a hurricane in Florida. Okay, it happens every couple of years. It's horrible, but it happens every couple of years. But 3 days later, like, they're still going on. And now 4 or 5 days later, it's still going on.
And it's not like it's a forest fire.
No,
at this
it's
point.
it's like residential.
It's insane. Like, I've been kind of
it's really bad.
Like, people are losing everything out there. So I just can't even imagine.
I mean, I don't know what I would... it's horrible. Hopefully those people are okay. By the time this is coming out, this will come out like in February at some point. So like, hopefully you're okay. Hopefully the fires are gone. Hopefully the funding, hopefully the U.S. government, hopefully will do something to help. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it just hurts my heart.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. Like, between that and then the hurricanes in like North Carolina and stuff that hit, like, I'm just like, what is going on?
Yeah. Shit sucks right now.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. Shit stinks for a lot of people right now, but what are we going to do? It sucks to say it that way, but like, what am I going to do? It's like we got to come together to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know what. But okay. So the event that happened in 2015, in the intro and in your bio, you stated that it left you struggling to write.
Yeah.
And as I'm reading this shows you how non-research I am.
You literally copied and pasted.
I literally thought that you were going to tell me that you were in a horrible accident and that you physically couldn't write. So How did it affect your writing?
So it was literally a block, like a mental, and like writing had always been my outlet. Like that was like the thing that I was really good at growing up. Was the thing that I was passionate about growing up. Like that was my only thing in life that I wanted to be, was an author. Like that was it. Like that was my only thought. And after that happened, I had a hard time. Like I would try to escape into writing or whatever, like even reading. Like I had a hard time with reading just because like could not either focus on what like I was working on, or I don't know what it was, but like I remember going to therapy, like I think like a month after it all happened, because it took me a while to be like, okay, yeah, I need to go to therapy. But they told me, they're like, it's part of PTSD sometimes. Like you just get like a mental block and you just kind of have to find your way around it or find your way over it or through it. And they're like, it could take time. It could take months. It could take years. So I just kind of, I mean, it sucked because I like went from literally writing every single day and having like tons of like work in progresses and ideas and everything to just not being able to work on any of it at all. And I'm not even totally sure how all of that works. I just know that trauma does some really weird things to your brain. And that's why I usually like will tell my friends who have unfortunately been through similar things. I'm just like, you just have to take it day by day and know that healing isn't linear, and like you're going to lose certain things about yourself, and hopefully eventually you can make your way back around to them.
What would you write about?
I mean, it was mainly just like fiction. It's like little short stories, little like fluffy little romances, like it was always just like made up little scenarios in my head that I would write about. And then occasionally like I would also journal and like talk about things that were going on in my own life and then draw inspiration from that. So I like couldn't even journal. Like it's like I could not even fully comprehend what was happening. And
So that's all you could think about.
yeah. And it was like I would try to put it down on the paper, and then I would just like, I think I would get like 3 sentences in and be like, okay, I can't, like I have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely it sucked. But I mean, I hate the phrase everything happens for a reason. And because I heard that a lot. But I mean, like it kind of does, like as annoying as it is, like I feel like everything does happen for a reason. And I've had a handful of people tell me that me talking about my story and being open about my experience has empowered them to do the same. So like, even if one person told me that, I feel like I would be like, okay, like that's my reason.
Do you think if that event had not happened, therefore not allowing you to write, therefore you taking up photography, do you think you would be here right now if it weren't for that?
Probably not, honestly.
Where would you be?
I don't even know.
At that point, where were you headed? Like, were you ever thinking about like pursuing writing like as a career?
Like that was the end goal at that point, but then I was just like, I can't write anything.
Yeah.
So
writer's block is real, whether it's creatively or just traumatically.
Yeah, exactly.
Writer's block is real.
Yeah. It's not as bad now. Like I've actually been able to like do stuff now, which is crazy. Like in the last 2 years, everything's kind of been coming back. But I'm just like, okay, like maybe we'll give this another shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
you thought about writing a book, like being a published author?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Yeah, me too. Have we not talked about this yet?
I don't think so.
I won't ask you for details.
Wait, did you say me too?
Yeah.
You're also writing a book? Yeah. What you writing about?
Should we say it on here? I don't want my idea to get stolen. I'll say this. I am writing. Well, I love like saying like I'm writing, but like I haven't written in a while. But I am working on, I'll say that, I'm working on a children's book.
Oh my gosh.
My wife's a teacher and she teaches second graders, and that's kind of the target audience I'm looking for. Like one day I said, hey, bring a bunch of books home from like your like reading nook in your classroom, because I want to see the verbiage that's used in books for 7-8-year-olds.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, this is it. And I was like, yeah, I think this is the age I'd like to write to. So I've got a story in mind, and I've got kind of a rough outline of characters, what they look like, how they act, but I haven't actually like for lack of a better way of saying it, put pen to paper and like written out the story.
Yeah.
I've got a rough outline like in my head and like in my notes about like what I want it to say, what I want the meaning behind it to be, but I just haven't gotten there yet. But I'm on the way.
That's so cool.
I'd like before 2026, if I could hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be in the stages of like, this is real and I'm going to publish this thing by like Christmas of this year.
That'd be so cool.
It would be. What about you? What
Like,
are you working on?
I am working on, it's a contemporary romance. So it's a romance that takes place in modern times. And
Like a novel, a full-on novel.
yep.
Not a children's book.
Children's book.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's insane. Like, I've been doing a lot of research, been watching a lot of on Skillshare. So I'll like or I'll watch different like they're basically like free courses on writing and stuff like that, just because it's been a while. So I've kind of been reintroducing myself just to the learning side of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I also just really like to learn anytime I can like pick something up and read about it or watch videos about it or whatever.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, where was I going with that?
The novel.
Oh yeah. So it's basically, I mean, it's a lot because it's like, it had like typically would be like 90,000 words,
Jesus.
which is a lot. Like that's usually what your first draft ends up being, like between like 90 and 100,000 words. And I think right now, I think I just recently hit 20,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're in it.
Like I am working on it. Like I would really love to have my first draft done by the end of this year, if not. Yeah.
That's really impressive. Good for you. That's really cool.
Yeah, I just kind of do it anytime I'm not, like if I need a break from editing, I'll just hop on it and just kind of.
What do you mean? You just click a couple buttons? That's really impressive, dude. I commend you for that. That's really cool. I wish I had I've got so many. I think all creatives are like this, but we all we have a thing that we hone in on. Mine is this. Yours is photography / writing, because your writing was your thing before photography. So kind of both for you. This is my thing. But then I see like other people doing other things. I'm like, I could do that. Or I want to try that. Or
Yeah.
I want to try that. Or that. And it's like, I keep on getting off the path of writing this book. I've had this plan for a damn near probably a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I need to just do it. But, I mean, I know all the people. I know someone who owns a publishing company. I could run this bitch and do it.
Good.
But something's stopping me. I don't know why. Maybe after this conversation, I'll be inspired and I'll re-pick it up, because I'd really like to be published author next to my name.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Exactly. Like it would just be like, that's something like, since I've been working on it, like I can literally feel like my younger self just like cheering. Like she's just like, go.
Why romance? Is it just easy to write about?
I think that's mainly it. Like, I think it's just easy. I think that it's just kind of fun to imagine different relationships and like putting people in different scenarios and what like characters in different scenarios and kind of like watching them fall for each other. I think it's cute. I also really like reading romance. So I feel like that also kind of plays a part. But then I also have ideas for like some fantasy stuff. My sister sent me an idea recently about pirates. Like, she's like, you need to write this book. And I'm just like, okay.
Not pirates.
I'm just like, okay, we'll just kind of jump right in with that. That'll be fun. But I mean, like, I have a lot of ideas and I keep going off the path and I'll start working on something. And then I'm like, no. One project at a time. Like,
it's so hard to do that though.
Hard. And then I'm pretty sure it's like, it just doesn't help that I'm like,
are you ADHD?
I'm pretty sure I am.
Or ADD?
I've never been like formally diagnosed with it, but there's something going on.
Me too. It's bad. It's horrible.
Oh,
God bless your husband and my wife. Is he the voice of reason like she is for me? That's just like, what are you doing? Go back to what you're good at. Stop doing this. It'll come with time.
You should have heard him whenever I got laid off from my job. He was so excited. I was having a nervous breakdown. And I don't even know why. Like, honestly, like I didn't hate my job.
Now, can I pause you? And is this the job that you worked at with
no
person?
No.
Okay.
No. So this was like that was like a little just like a little tangent job that I took like in between stuff, basically. Like it was just to make money and to get out of another job that I was in. But whenever I started working for the real estate attorney, I think 2 years after all of that happened.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like working for this real estate attorney. I didn't hate my job, but I also was like basically working 2 full-time jobs at that point between photography and this job, because I would go to work from 9 to 5. And then on days that weren't like the sun wasn't going down at 5. So like during the spring and everything, I would leave work and go straight to a photo session and shoot for an hour and then go home and edit. So it was like I was constantly working anyways. So I didn't hate the job, but I also just was looking forward to the day that I could just focus on photography. But I wanted to do it on my time.
Sure.
As, I'm sure everybody would. So whenever I got laid off,
he was like, yes, you can do this now.
So excited. Like I was just like, I'm not ready to be excited about this yet. Like I am in mourning. He was just like, babe, like this is a good thing. He's like, this is a good thing. Like you finally get to put your focus into something that you've wanted to do. And you're going to have all this time to put into it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like there goes like a pretty solid piece of income. Like I was just like, it was just the stability. Like
sure,
really, it was just
the safe
that yeah, exactly. And like I tell people that I got like Sparta kicked into, because they're like, oh yeah, like how'd you go full time? And I'm like, I got like full on just like bitch slapped into that. Like I was just like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. And of course it was like like when was it? It was 2 weeks after our wedding.
So
wow. Right. Yeah. So it was
right fresh.
Yeah. It was right after we had paid for a wedding. And then it was like right before slow season for photography. So it wasn't the best time. Like if it had been my timing, I would have left in like the spring.
Right. But at least you got that time, that slow time to like build your brand, figure out like who you are. Even though I feel like most creatives, like who they are, like evolves with them over time.
Yeah, exactly.
But you got to figure out your brand, like your structure. I'm sure that's changed since, but like you kind of got to figure out like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for this. And this is what I'm going to do for that. And it like, you kind of just like start to map out the little pieces of like what you're trying to do.
Exactly. Like I got like an organization down and started like reaching out to people and stuff like that. So it was a massive like blessing in disguise for sure. And I definitely like, I have no hard feelings for them, for the attorney's office. I'm still friends with everybody there. I still go in and see them.
Sure.
They're all cheering for me.
Sure.
Because they even said it was whenever the conversation that we had when they laid me off, they were so upset. Like my bosses did not want it to happen.
What was it, like budget cuts or something?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's
and it's okay.
Well,
yeah, I'm not. But yeah, so they were just like, we hate this. And I did not cry in front of them, because I'm very much a, like, you hurt my feelings, but I'm not going to let you see it kind of person. And, so I didn't cry until I got in the car, but they were just like, are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, like, I'm going to be fine. I'll figure it out. Like, I mean, photography is always there. Like I'm making a good amount of money from photography now. Like I think like I wanted to take it full time anyways eventually. So I guess I'm just doing it a little bit earlier.
Sure.
But yeah, it was crazy. But I tell people all the time, like I don't think I would have taken the leap myself. I think I needed it. Like I needed that shove. So
that's crazy that you think about it like that, because I kind of relate in that I like my job a lot, my full-time job. I like my boss. I like my coworkers. I like my company. But everyone's always just like, when are you going to bring that full-time? I'm like, I'm working towards it, and I am. But I don't know if I'll ever make the change myself.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's really funny to hear you say that, because I think I always talk about like if I ever went skydiving, even though I know I have a person strapped to me, they're going to be the ones that have to push me out of the plane.
Yes, 100%.
Like I'm not falling. I'm not going to sit on the edge and just like fall out of the plane myself. Someone's going to have to push me. Mm-hmm. And I'm not hoping to get laid off, but if I did, that would be, I think, my pushing off point as well.
Exactly.
I mean, it would be a point where I'm similar to you, is I would be flipping shit and being like, oh my God, I just jump to the worst possible scenario all the time. I'm like, we're going to get evicted from our house.
We're the same person.
We're homeless. And my wife will be like, you either need to find another job or you need to go balls to the walls with this, which sounds what John did for you. He's like, you either finding another job or you need to take photography and freaking run with it. And you ran with it, and here you are.
I know. It's just crazy.
That's freaking cool.
It's so nuts. I still can't even believe it, honestly. Most days I'm like, I can't even, like, I'll have like a session. I'll just leave it and be super emotional and just be like, I can't believe this is my job. Like, I'm actually doing it. Like, this is literally what I do.
Do you think there would have been a day that you didn't do it full time and you always just did it on the side? Or do you think there would have been a day that you're like, all right, fuck it, we're doing it?
I don't think I would have done it. I don't think I would have taken the leap. Like,
Get it?
really looking at myself and knowing who I am, I think I would talk about it a lot. And I think that John would have encouraged me to do it. But yeah, I would have just been like, I'm not ready. So it would have been hard. But
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But I mean, here you are. I mean, you're doing the damn thing.
I know. It's crazy.
It's so fun.
I'm very proud.
I wanted to ask you a couple things specific about like, kind of like how I talked about earlier when I announced that I was doing this podcast, people hit me up and they're like, a lot of photographers hit me up. And I always thought similar to like social media marketers, no offense, there's a lot of fucking photographers out there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of social media I'll run your page, I'll run your business. There's a lot of those out there. How do you somehow, like when someone's like, hey, I'm trying to get quotes for this or that, how do you come across to the potential customer of like, this is what you're going to get from me? Like, yeah, you're going to get photos, you're going to get what you paid for, but like, this is what it's like to work with me. Like, how do you, in a world where there's a ton of photographers, how do you stand out?
Honestly, I think a lot of it is an oversaturated market. Absolutely. It's so crazy. And there are so many photographers, but honestly, like there's even more clients. So that's usually like for a while, I always felt like I was competing against every other photographer out there. And a big thing in our industry is community over competition. At least that's kind of like the mindset that people who've kind of been in it for a little bit longer have. So, I mean, I usually like you said, I put it out there. I say, this is my work. Here's a link to my website. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I might shoot them a message if they don't want you to. Some of them are just like, send me a DM and like, I'll just send them a message and send them the same stuff. Like, this is an example of what you're asking for. This is how much it would be. Like, here's more examples of my work. Would love to work with you if that's something that, if you like my style, basically, is usually the entrance point, like the entry point. Like, I'll just say, like, if you like what you see as far as my work goes, then we can go from there. Because there are, like, they're looking at so many pictures at that point and so many portfolios that it is like I try to be like as friendly as possible and is like, hey, would love to chat, like kind of thing. But I know, like, I can't sit there and do like a full on pitch because it's just, they'd be like, this pretentious bitch. But yeah, so I'll just kind of be like, this is my work. And usually from there, they'll message me or we'll hop on a phone call. And that's usually when I'm just myself.
What's funny about that is, because up until the last year or so, I was in none of those Cherokee Connects, Bartow News, Cobb, Kennesaw Businesses. So I was in none of those Facebook groups, right? Mm-hmm. And, when someone posts in there, hey, I need a photographer, looking for suggestions, and people are commenting, hey, would love to work with you. Hey, would love to work with you. I still to this day try to figure out, like, how am I different than those people? Because similarly, when I posted like, hey, I'm doing a podcast in the Bartow, in the Cherokee, all those groups, I just, everyone's just like interested. And I sometimes sit and I'm like, how can I, like, when I'm looking for social media work, how can I stand out from all these people?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want to just comment another person and say, so interested, private messaging you for details. Like, how do you stand out? And I like to think that a couple of my clients have told me that the reason that they work with me is because they like me. And I tell people with the marketing stuff too, you could probably go and pay thousands of dollars a month for some agency to run your profile and you'll get crazy results. Or you can work with me, a local guy who doesn't charge out the wazoo for posting on your socials. And I'm fun to work with. I'm easy to work with. I don't have children. I can drop things that, as long as I'm not doing my full-time job, I can drop things and come and see you. If you're a restaurant, I can come to the restaurant, sit at the bar, have a meal, but also come and take pictures and videos. I can do this without it being an issue. But yeah, you could go pay someone else to do it for thousands of dollars a month.
Exactly.
But when I started working with Nagels, she said, I chose to work with you because you're fun to talk to. And that's just easy to be able to communicate with someone who's easy to talk to. Because there's tons of people, tons of photographers, tons of podcasters, tons of marketers, but are they easy to talk to? Or are they easy to work with?
Yeah.
I like to think I'm easy to work with.
Yeah, same. Like, I like to think that too. I like to think like I've been told like very flexible. They appreciate that. Like, they appreciate that I can usually make stuff happen pretty quickly. So they just are usually very just like, you're just easy to talk to. And especially like I work with a lot of high school seniors. So being a safe person for them as well, I think, like being someone who's not going to make them feel uncomfortable,
right,
I think is a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, usually whenever it gets past that point of them just like sending me a message and saying, hey, I really love your work, would love to talk to you. And then just being like, hey, girl, and just being friendly. Oh my God, hey, girl, that's such a bad thing. I hate that I just said that. But not, you know.
Hey, girl is like saying all the things.
Yeah.
That is like the most used expression right now. I take photos, I take videos, all the things, but it's so easy to summarize that. It's like the new version of saying etc.
Yeah. All the things.
Instead of saying etc., it's like all the things. Oh my God, I have to write that down. That's so cool. I just thought of that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I just tell them, I'm like, I can, you know, we can work with any, or I usually like, I go through like my whole little thing, like, you know, whatever you want to do, like we can make it happen. Like if you want it in a studio, if you want to go to like a field somewhere, I can help you find a pretty field. Like, you know, I have a list of locations that I work with. Here's some examples of each one. If this is the vibe, because usually like I ask them like what the vibe is that they're going for. That's usually the biggest question, because I'm like, okay, where are we going to do this?
Right.
And then we have to figure out availability and everything else. So I just kind of make it just as seamless as I possibly can. But really a lot of it is just like, just being nice. Like, I think, I mean, I feel like I feel like there have been people, I have heard about people reaching out to photographers and they've just seemed very cold and very like,
here's what I charge.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like.
Here's my pricing. Which is fine. Like, I mean, like, I feel like some people get into that and like, that's just like, they get into like a certain thing, like a certain routine with like, okay, I get a message, I send them this.
Right.
So
like it's almost automated at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when
so to know that they're talking to a person.
Right. For sure. It's like when someone's talking to me about like marketing stuff, I'm like, okay, like I use restaurant a lot because I've worked with a few restaurants. So it's just easy for me to be like, listen, I don't need you to meet me at a coffee shop to meet, like, let me come to you. Let me come to see where you do business. Let me come see your staff, your restaurant, eat your food, know your brand. Like, let me come to you so you can meet me in that setting. And I've had few people be like, oh, most people are like, oh, let's jump on a 20-minute Zoom call. And it's like, no, I want to come see you.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to be working with you in a pretty intimate setting like that, like, I want to know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know your voice. So it's gotta be tough. It is tough standing out amongst
absolutely. Because
everybody else.
Yeah. Because you have a variety of people from a variety of different like points in their journey that respond to that. So then it's like you're going up against people who are charging nothing.
Yeah, like $200 for a 45-minute session or a 2-hour session.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like you are like going up against people like that. And obviously you're going to have people who are immediately going to gravitate towards what's cheaper because they just don't have them, which I mean, like photography is a luxury.
Sure.
Yes. Like, getting like family photos done every year is not something that everybody can afford to do. But like I try to not be so outside of the realm of affordability because I know how important photos are. And like, I don't want to just become completely unreachable to people.
Sure. But at the same time, like, and my wife has these conversations, and maybe John's had these conversations with you too, of like, listen, if you keep marketing yourself as the dude who doesn't charge a lot, you'll never go full time.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, you know, I like being, because I always tell people this, and maybe it's something I need to explore in therapy, but I never want to be a burden to someone. Like, I never want to be a line item in someone's budget and them see Logan Lewis marketing and they're just like,
yeah,
should we cut it out? Should we not? Like,
it's usually like with returning clients, especially, like I will, like if my price is raised, but like if they keep coming back to me, like I'm going to obviously like return the favor with them and just be like I appreciate you coming back.
Yeah.
But then I also have clients who refuse to take a discount. Like they're like, no, like we're going to pay you because you've grown and like we want to pay you what you're worth.
And those people are fucking awesome.
Those are my favorite people. But No, I get it. It is hard because you don't want to, it's just, I don't know. It's just hard. I
Even
feel like I suck at this. Do I suck at this?
no, even what's funny about that is even like Nagel's when I was negotiating with them, and I was with the owners there, and I like negotiated something that's my typical deal, and she was like, "You are underselling yourself," and I was like, "Well, I just don't." She's like, "Stop! You're a horrible negotiator. This is what's going to happen," and she like laid it out. I was like, "Yes, ma'am. That sounds great," and she was just like, "You need to charge more." I'm like, "Yeah, I want to and market myself to the small people."
Yeah.
And I don't, and I know that some months it's whether they're keeping the lights on or not.
Mm.
And I don't want to be in between somebody not being able to keep their lights on. And it's like,
It's got to be even harder working for like businesses and stuff too. Cause I mostly just work for like
families and
individuals.
people,
Yeah.
couples.
Like a couple of businesses here and there. But for the most part, yeah, it's like couples and families and high school seniors or their parents.
What do you find is your favorite? Or do you have a favorite? Like clientele, or job type rather, like kind of boudoir, senior photos, wedding photos, headshots, like
Boudoir is definitely a favorite. Again, just because it's fun and it's empowering, and I like making women feel empowered. But probably after that, honestly, like I really love working with seniors. I really love working with high school seniors. Like I think like I have a little team of reps that I usually put together every year. Like I grab like 5 or 6 people that are interested and give them a couple of sessions. Like they pay like a discounted rate. And that it's so fun because they're just these cool they're teenagers. And sometimes, teenagers, for the most, like a lot of teenagers can be a little bit difficult, I feel like, but they're so fun and just sweet. And I just like making them feel pretty, like especially the girls, because
Sure.
I feel like we all go through, God, like high school sucks.
yeah.
So, and being a teenager sucks. So like, I like being able to make them feel pretty. And that's like the best thing ever is like getting a response back. And they're like, I literally can't pick a favorite.
Yeah.
And that's what I get. Like, that's what I aim for every session that I do, but especially for situations where like, I'm really like wanting them to see like how gorgeous, like how pretty they are.
Yeah.
And like, but not make them not look like themselves.
Sure.
So it's like, look, like this is literally you. Like I'm not overdoing the editing. Like this is your face. This is what you look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just special. And it makes me happy. It makes other people happy. And I think that like, that's really the root of all of it is I just love how happy it makes people. So
Yeah. I love that. I want you to talk about a little bit because you texted me about this. I think it was yesterday and I made a joke about it earlier, but like, tell me what, and to the skeptics out there that think that they can do the same results with just their new iPhone, which is crazy how much phone cameras have come.
yes, absolutely.
But what goes into photography rather than you just clicking a button?
Well, usually it's, I saw something recently that said that on average, a photographer for every hour that you shoot, it's 9 hours of work behind the scenes.
Wow.
And that's pretty accurate. That's usually how long it takes me to edit an album, like a 1 hour photo session. Like it will take me like 6 to 8 hours typically to go through the session, get rid of duplicates, like find the best shots, narrow it down, and then like go from there and fix the lighting and the color because I'm very true to color. And sometimes depending on when you shoot, things are not necessarily like, they don't look the same as they did. They don't look the same on the camera as they did like in the moment. So I go back and do all of that. So a lot of it's like really, the back end is like really tedious. It's just lots of like zooming in and making sure that like, like if there's a zit or a bruise or something, like I try not to return photos with those little things. Like I don't alter bodies unless it's like a very specific ask.
Yeah. Like, hey, it just so happens that I have this huge pimple on my right cheek. Can you get rid of it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I usually like can make note of it at the like in the moment at the shoot and then go back later and fix it. But it takes a lot of time. And Lightroom has come out with a lot of fun tools. Like AI has been incredible. I literally edited a picture from a wedding a couple months back and I had a ton of people in the background and I AI'd all of them out of it. So like AI is pretty great, but it takes a lot of time and it's a lot of just like staring at a computer screen until your eyes cross.
Right. Until you're like,
Yeah.
I can't look at a screen.
Yeah.
But then you get off your computer and you look at your phone. And you're like, I can't do that either. And then you watch TV and you're like, oh my God, I just need to go crawl into a hole. Or, right.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about the company that makes your morning drive happen every week. Are you looking to elevate your business and your brand? Hammerhead Creations is here to help. They offer top-tier marketing services, including social media management, website design, and Google page optimization, ensuring your business reaches the right audience. Whether it's a side hustle or your full-time grind, their expert team, me, is ready to help you grow. Plus, if you're into podcasting like me, Hammerhead Creations offers full support for both in-house shows and external podcast creation. From concept to production, we will help you bring your ideas to life. Visit www.hammerheadcreations.com and discover how we can take your business or your podcast or both to the next level. Hammerhead Creations, swim with the big sharks.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll just like, but usually I'm like on my laptop. So I'm like, I'm still staring at a screen, like my poor eyes. And you can't wear blue light glasses whenever you edit because it alters the colors. Cause I did that one time. I edited an entire album with my blue light glasses on and I took the blue light glasses off.
And you're like, oh my God.
The fuck? I was like, what just happened? So had to like completely re-edit. So I don't edit with blue light glasses on anymore, obviously, but
wow, how dare you?
I'm so sorry.
What a freaking bummer.
But it takes a lot. And like people just don't get, and I understand that people don't get it. Cause like, I mean, anybody who doesn't do it, like they're going to be ignorant about it. But it's the people that are just like, I could do the same thing with my phone. And it used to really bug me a lot. But now I'm just like, okay, fine, do it. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
Have fun printing those out and putting them in your home.
Right.
But yeah.
I feel like there's a time and a place for both. I mean,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel like the benefit of having a phone camera, which I'm sure like if you went back in time and told people like, hey, one day your phone will have a camera on it, people would be like, what the hell for?
Yeah.
Because like, really, what do we need to be photographing? Like, really? But like with our phones. But like, of course, like sessions like with like, if we were getting our engagement photos taken and my photographer whipped out an iPhone, I'd be like, you got anything bigger than that in your bag? Because like, yeah, an iPhone cameras nowadays are fucking incredible.
Yeah.
But there's something that a real camera that takes two hands to hold can capture that an iPhone can't.
Yeah.
And maybe one day it will.
Yeah.
But for now,
it's crazy.
It is crazy. Think about you being able to just whip out a work phone rather than your personal cell phone, rather than having a big ass bag with you with equipment and, you know, depending if you're in a studio, like lighting. Imagine if you could just take a photo and it just does it.
That would be really cool, but I feel like it would just take like all the artistry out of it.
It would. And it would make it even worse as an oversaturated market. Because then anyone in their right mind or anyone could think, oh shit, I could be a photographer.
Yeah, I have a phone with a
nice ass camera, right? But you know what I do when I look through my camera roll? Sometimes I'm like, wow, I have a phone with a nice ass camera, and I don't take pictures of shit. I take pictures of food or my friends or me and my wife, and that's it. Or my friends' babies, and that's it. Like, I don't take pictures of anything cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much all my camera roll is too. Is food and my friends' kids.
Yeah.
And my dogs.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. But instead of taking a picture of it, I just look at it.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, ah.
Yeah. And it is nice, like, whenever I'm out somewhere, like, I do have people, I have had people, like, be like, oh, you didn't bring your camera? And I'm like, no.
I'm not trying to work right now.
No, I
I'm trying to have fun.
I have this camera.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's fun. Yeah. I love I get similar stuff with the podcast stuff. It's like, oh, it can't be that hard. It's not, really. I just hit go. But the hard part is being consistent, and the editing part of it isn't for everybody. The graphic design that comes with promoting it. I mean, it's a whole thing.
Anytime like you take on any kind of business, I feel like you take on, like, unless you're able to hire an entire team to run everything. Like I do everything. I'm like, yeah.
I don't know, wife is a creative consultant, but that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Same with my husband. I'll be like, how does this look? Does this look okay?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, for the most part, like I do everything, and it's a lot. And so I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people think that because I do what I love, I shouldn't be paid for it, or I like, should just do it for free or just do it because I love it. And I'm like, I mean, I do love it, but I also have to pay my bills, unfortunately. So.
Right. I unfortunately have to contribute to my household income.
Yes, exactly.
As much as I'd like to not, as much as I'd love to let my my wife take care of it all, I'd like to be able to contribute as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, Jess, I'd be lying to you if I have to be transparent about something.
Okay.
I can't stop thinking about Chili's.
Chili's.
I'm having Chili's tonight.
Oh my God.
I'm so fucking excited.
What are you going to get at Chili's?
I don't know. I used to work at Chili's.
Oh, okay.
Probably a triple dipper, maybe.
That is the thing right now. That is what everyone is getting. I've seen it like all over TikTok.
Yeah. Chili's for some reason is like taking off on
I know.
TikTok.
It's because of the triple dipper thing. It's because they came out with those like hot mozzarella sticks.
Dude, I'm wondering about those things. Oh, dude. Yeah, I worked at Chili's for a couple of years, and it was a lot of fun. But I got fat working at Chili's. I gained a lot of weight working at Chili's because my manager would just be like, who wants food? And be like, me. How much does it cost? And he's like, nothing. And I'm like, yes. So
No, I
just had to put that out there. I just love Chili's.
I do. I love Chili's too. I've actually like been slowly like telling my husband, I'm like, we should go to Chili's.
I haven't been to the Cartersville Chili's before.
I haven't either. I've heard interesting things about it. I haven't heard great things.
No.
I'm a little bit concerned.
Oh, God, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know because I'm literally getting Chili's in like 2 hours, 2 hours. I'm fucking hyped. But, yeah.
Is that your way of telling me that I suck at this because you're thinking about your food?
No, I've literally been thinking about it all day. Like, I think we were watching a show the other night, and Hulu or Peacock or whatever the hell it was, they have they all have commercials unless you pay the extra money, which that commercial time is phone time. They showed a Chili's commercial, and I was like, we should go to Chili's. And we started this thing on Sunday nights where we go somewhere to eat.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And we're trying to do like other places other than like our 4 favorite places. And like a few weeks ago, we had like the Cartersville Applebee's. Like, yeah, I've had Applebee's before, but I haven't had it in like 15 years. So I was like, let's go to the Cartersville Applebee's. And it was busting. So when we saw the Chili's commercial, she was like, shit, we can make that our Sunday dinner. And I was like, don't tempt me with a good time. And so Chili's it is.
Very nice.
But yeah, trying to try more places. Because we have like 4 places in Cartersville that we fuck with. But trying to do more than just those places,
Yeah. Try to branch out a little bit.
Life gets so boring. Although, like, it is lit walking in, and they're like, here's some menus, and you're like, nah, I don't need that shit. Here's what I want. Are you ready? They're like, oh, shit. And they're like, what they're thinking. What else you got for me?
Oh, my gosh.
Because if you don't have anything for me, I've got something for you.
Okay, go for it.
There comes a time, Jess, in every single one of my episodes that I ask my guests a set of questions that don't really pertain to what we just talked about.
Okay.
They're just questions to help me get to know you a little better. You ready for these questions?
Yes.
As if you haven't listened to a couple of my episodes. So
I'm ready.
You might be ready for the first one, which is, what is your favorite movie?
I'm going to have to go with Greatest Showman.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great choice.
I love that movie.
I hate that movie. And here's why. I'm just kidding. I like it. It's good. For the longest time, I was like, I don't need to see that movie. And my roommate a few years ago was like, please, can we have a movie night and watch Greatest Showman? I was like, are you okay? And he was like, please, the music's so good. Please just watch it with me. And I was like,
the music.
And I was sucked in. It was great.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Shout Steve Jackman.
Yes. And Zac Efron. And
yeah. Yes. Oh, God, I forgot how good the cast is.
Yeah, I know. The cast was incredible. The cast is incredible. Like, that's like one movie that, like, if I walk by and it's on, like, I am sat.
Yeah.
Like, I will not touch my phone. Yeah, it was funny. I was trying to figure it out the other day, or like last night at the gym. I looked at my husband. I'm like, "What's my favorite movie?" Like, do you know my favorite? I don't know my favorite. I'm like, I haven't been asked what my favorite movie is. I think since
First dates?
yeah, like since my husband and my like our first date. Like,
Where was your
like,
first date at?
it was at a Mexican restaurant in Woodstock. And it's actually kind of funny because he was out of town. Like around the time that we started talking, he went out of town with his brother's family. And I was having really bad migraines. Like I was just kind of going through it. And he FaceTimed me or something, or called me to check in on me. And that's when I found out about Gym Girl. It was because his brother, like,
I was like, oh, was that Gym Girl?
yeah, was like, you talking to Gym Girl? And I'm like, who's Gym Girl? And he's like, okay, funny story. But so he was out of town, and I literally was just like, he's like, I want to take you out. I want to go to dinner. And I'm like, I mean, I'm down to go to dinner, but like, I'm not feeling good. And I mean, not that it matters because you approached me while I was on the Stairmaster.
Right.
I don't have to look totally pretty right now, but like, if you want to go out, like we might want to wait until I feel better. I'm like, but if you really want to go, like, I'll just wear track shorts and a hoodie. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah. And he literally picked me up after he got home. It was like as soon as he got home from his trip. Like he drove 6 hours, dropped everybody off,
And then came
and picked me up and took me to dinner.
Wow.
Which was really sweet.
Very sweet.
He just like immediately was so sweet. And I tried to ghost him.
You tried to ghost him?
Yes, I did.
No way.
I did. I didn't. Okay. No, those are his words. Okay. Like he likes to say that I tried to ghost him.
John, we need your side of the story.
No, he literally was just like, we talked for hours. We were at this Mexican restaurant, I think, for like 4 or 5 hours.
Jesus.
We were until they closed. Like
They were like,
asked
are you
people.
guys gonna leave?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like, oh shit.
Yeah, we were like, oh, we need to get out of here. We need to stop being those people.
Mhm.
So we left, and we ended up not even going. Like I was living with my parents at the time, and we didn't even like go back to my parents. We just went to like a park and sat and talked some more. And then he took me home, and I like walked into the house, and my mom was like, oh, like you've got like, you're like smile. Like I haven't seen you like this in a while. And I went, oh no. Because I wasn't looking for anything.
Right.
I didn't want a relationship. And my mom was just like, oh, I haven't seen you like this in a minute. And I'm like, no, this isn't happening. I'm not ready to go through this. Like, I don't want to, because I had just got out of like,
Yeah.
I think I'd been in this like my last relationship for like 4 years, and it just didn't end well. So
It's like the cue the Michael Scott gif. Like, I am ready to be hurt again. Let's do this.
literally, yeah. So I was just like, nope, not happening. And like he would try to hang out, and I would like make an excuse that I couldn't. But then we were on the same gym schedule, so we would see each other at the gym, and so we talk at the gym, and he'd be like, okay. He finally was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on with you, but I had a really good time the other night, and I really like you, and I would really like to see where this goes. I'm not looking for anything either, but I'd love to see where this goes. He's like, but I get it, like you're going through something right now, and that's fine. Like I will be here when you're ready, basically.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay,
What a king.
I know. And then I almost went out with someone else, and then that ended up getting canceled for a reason like that was dumb on his part. And I remember sitting at a gas station being like, what am I doing? Like I've got like this really sweet guy who wants to get to know me, and I'm still messing around with these idiots. And then I called him, and he answered, and I was like, you want to go to the lake? And he was just like, sure. And then we were inseparable from that point forward.
Wow.
So
That's so funny you say it that way, because you tried to ghost him, and my wife dumped me.
really?
Yeah, I won't lie. I was in my dating phase, and I was loving that, and was not tied down. I wasn't committed. I wasn't looking for anything. And she just kind of like came in and swooped in, and I was just like, I'm gonna date you, but also other people. So I saw other people, because we weren't exclusive at the time. And even when we were exclusive, I was still like tempted to see other people, because I was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. And I don't think we ever had she will absolutely correct this. I don't know if we had.
You go, girl.
God, I'm going to stop talking. Just going to skip to the next one. But it got to a point where she was just like, I think you're seeing other people, and I don't deserve that.
Go off, queen.
And this is over. Dump me. Went home that night. I was like, I don't need no girl. couldn't sleep all night, was like having the sweats. I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't know. I've just been seeing this girl casually for a few months. I don't know why I feel this way.
Yeah.
And called her the next morning and was like, can we go on a walk? And apologized and everything from there.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that weird?
That's so funny.
They always
Sometimes you just need like that, like,
the reality check.
exactly.
Because it's funny, I always used to hate when people would be like, oh, she'll come around when you least expect it. I was like, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. That's how it happened.
Oh my God. No, my best friend gets so mad. Shout out, Kelsey. I love you. She is like our single friend right now. And
love the single.
Yeah. And I'm just like, girl, just be single. Just please, just enjoy it. Like, please. And she's just like, I just want to meet someone. And I'm like, it'll happen when you least expect it. You just have to stop looking. And she's like, I hate that. And I'm like, I know you hate it.
I hated it too.
But that's how it goes. I hate to break it to you. Yeah, she's so funny because she's just like, every time I say it, I can like, if we're on the phone, I can hear her like roll her eyes. She's just like, God, I hate that. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, your favorite movie?
Greatest Showman.
That's where we started. Greatest Showman. What was your first job?
I was a scorekeeper for basketball.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like at school?
For like the school, like basketball, what was it? It was like the Cherokee County youth basketball.
Okay.
Yeah. Thing. So I've been a part of the program for a long time, and the directors of it were family friends. So they started to like, once we got old enough to actually do it, like they would like pull us, and it was fun. It was a fun job. Like I grew up playing basketball. I love basketball. So It was fun. We got to like basically watch teams from like kindergartners all the way up. So we got to see all the different skill levels.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was always fun to watch like the little first graders like don't know how to dribble a basketball.
No, they're just like running.
They're
absolutely traveling.
Yeah.
They just grab the ball and they run and they shoot and everyone's like, yeah. And you're like,
just
traveling.
One of the coaches is like screaming that he's traveling. And I'm like, they're literally 5. Like, you need to chill the fuck out.
If tomorrow was your last day on Earth, what would your last meal be tonight?
Chili's triple dipper. Just
Great
kidding.
answer.
Now that thought's in my mind. No, actually, there is a sushi place in Woodstock. It's called Azumi. And
you know it?
Yeah, drunken tiger roll. That would be my last meal. Either that or like my mom's potato soup.
Sure.
Because it's the best.
Love that. You are organizing a music festival and you get to pick your 3 headliners. Who are those headliners?
Oh my God. This one's so hard. How do people pick? Post Malone.
Great answer.
I've seen him twice.
Were you at the most recent tour? The country tour?
No.
Oh, damn. I was going to say I was there. I saw it. It was great.
Oh, my God. No, I wanted to go so bad. He's actually coming back, I think, in May.
Yeah.
Like the day before my birthday.
Fuck.
So I kind of want to go.
You should go. I think I'm going.
No, but I love him. We saw him at Music Midtown a few years ago. And then, or not a few years ago, I think it was like 2018. And then, saw him in 2020, like right before. Yeah, it was crazy. Be totally basic and say Taylor Swift because she's iconic. Kelsey Ballerini.
Great answer. Kelsey's great.
Yeah, those would be my 3, I think.
It's a great lineup. I'll take that. What does a self-care day look like for you? John's gone. You get time to yourself. What's your
I'm not allowed to edit.
Yeah, no work. You're treating yourself, no work.
Oh gosh. Probably go to the gym. Probably go to the gym, go to the bookstore. Because I love just walking around like Barnes and Noble.
I do too, dude. I always loved that shack. I don't want to do that right now.
It's so nice. You just walk around.
Is there Barnes and Noble? There's no Barnes and Noble in Cars.
It's in Rome.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so it's not terribly far. I like to go up there because they have Barnes and Noble, TJ Maxx, like a few other places up there that, I mean, they do have a TJ Maxx in Cartersville, but the one in Rome's better. But yeah, probably reading. If I have time, probably like curl up with a book or take a bubble bath or do some skincare because I'm trying to be better about that since
Sure.
I'm 30.
Dirty 30.
30.
What's your birthday?
May 12th.
Okay. 94. Wow. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Did you get that AARP card yet?
Shut the fuck up. Shut up, child. Oh. No, but yeah. Actually, being 30 is not so bad. I feel like there was like a shift when I
for sure.
turned 30. Like, I feel like it's like, okay, like I know who I am at this point. It's actually, yeah, no, I definitely felt like a huge shift because I've like lost a couple of really close friends this year.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's their loss.
As in they're not dead. Damn. I thought they were dead. Dead to you.
They're dead to me.
Shoot.
No, but like it's just things that like would have bothered me, you know, like things that would have completely like ripped my like one of my best friends and I like stopped talking completely. Like we've literally been through everything together. Dude, this motherfucker.
Oh man.
And he's probably listening to this because he creeps on everything that I do.
Ooh. You know who you are, brother.
No, so this is like one of my best friends. We like grew up together. We've been through a lot together. And he dated my best friend. I like hooked the two of them up because, yeah.
You wanted your two best friends to fall in love?
Actually, because how wonderful would that be? And because I've done it before and it worked. So I was like, maybe this will happen. And he broke her heart, you know? Like he was just an ass and he was not who I made him out to be. And whenever I called him out on it, he got mad and accused me of taking her side, which I mean, I kind of was, but I also like our friendship had never been us like tiptoeing around each other. Like we'd always been brutally honest. Like he had hurt my feelings on multiple occasions just for the sake of being real. Like we were very real with each other and because we've been friends for like over a decade. So like we were kind of like, you're being fucking dumb. And that's basically what happened. And then he started dating someone else after telling me that he wasn't going to be dating anyone else and he was just going to be single for a while. But I was like, whatever, you do you. And I tried to make the friendship work because like we did have like a few arguments because he'd bring up my friend and be like, how is she? And I'm like, you don't get to ask that question anymore. Right. Like if you don't want to have a fight, don't ask me about her. Like, so then like it would become a fight. And I was finally like, look, let's just not talk about her anymore. Like, let's just be friends, move on. Like, you're dating this new girl now. What's she like? What is she like? Does she like books? Like, I don't know. Like,
just trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, I noticed that like my messages were being ignored and like I was being left on red. So I was like, okay,
done.
That's cool. But then he posted on Snapchat that they got engaged after like no time of dating, but whatever. But
whatever.
Which I mean, like, and I was just kind of like, wow, okay, like that's how I found out. Like, I was like, wow, like our friendship's over because like
you got engaged and I didn't know about it until
exactly. I was like, God damn, okay. I found out on Snapchat. I was like, okay, cool, but like I haven't like he doesn't have any other social media. He like only has Snapchat. So I'm like, you can keep watching my life, buddy. Like, I'm like, whatever. You can keep seeing. What I hate though is when I accidentally open up his stories.
Because he knows you. Like, you're on Snapchat?
I am on Snapchat.
Get the fuck off Snapchat. Okay. Grow up.
Fine.
You're 30.
But it's fun to see what my friends are up to.
Look at it on Instagram.
That's very true. I guess it's just...
Listen, I go back. I kid, but I go back and forth on Snapchat because I deleted it a couple years ago. But then I re-signed up for it because I was like, I had a lot of family that was on Snapchat and I felt like I just kind of like don't know what they're doing. Because we used to have, my mom is one of like 7 kids.
Oh my God.
So they have all their families now. And we had this huge group chat on Snapchat. Even like my grandma and my aunts and uncles are all, I mean, huge family group chat. It was great.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was missing out on that. Because I was like, wow, my cousin is like having a baby and I didn't fucking know about it.
Yeah.
Which maybe is on me. But like, either way, like I miss all the cool little things on Snapchat. And my mom would be like, oh my God, did you see Kelsey's posts on Snapchat? And I'd be like, no, I don't have it anymore. And I'm like, damn. And I have a huge FOMO problem. So I was like, okay, I'm going to re-download Snapchat. And I did this a couple months ago. I'm going to re-download Snapchat. I'm going to get added back into my family group chat. And that's all I'm going to do. But then like Snapchat just floods you with like, your contact is on Snapchat. Add them. And I'd be like, okay. And so then I was just like right back where I was before. And I was like, I could get in trouble on this app. So without doing that, I'm just like, I'm just going to delete it again. But now recently, like as of this weekend, I'm like, I kind of miss being in that family group chat. But then I just
have like a regular group chat, like a texting group chat, or like
I got one of my fucking uncles that has a damn Android.
oh, god damn it.
Todd.
Damn it, Todd.
Sherry's got one too. Sherry, get a damn iPhone. Grow up and get an iPhone. John, grow up and get an iPhone. If I ever meet John, I'm going to shake his hand and be like, nice to meet you. Either, yeah, I just kind of miss, I don't want to ever be like, Logan doesn't know what anyone's doing because Logan's knows Snapchat. Logan's too good for Snapchat. I'm not too good for Snapchat.
Right.
My best friend a couple years ago was just like, that shit's dead. What are you still doing on Snapchat?
It is kind of dead.
And I was like, yeah.
But like, see, like I also have like, I have like a group with like my siblings and my mom. And it's
See, like
funny.
it's fun
But
for that aspect.
Yeah.
But everything else, you're like,
yeah, it's just taking up space on my phone.
Apple should replace Snapchat. I just bumped this. They should invent something that replaces Snapchat. And I'll subscribe to that. Anything Apple do, so I'm behind. They can announce that they're into, this is fucked up. They can announce that they're into like dog fighting, and I'll be like, cool, when's the next iPhone come out though? It'd be like, if I found out that they were like funneling money to Russia for some reason, I'd be like, all right, that's cool, but when's the new iPhone update come out? What's it going to do to my camera? What kind of new shit are they going to give me that I'll use for 2 weeks and then never again? Yeah. What's that? All these fun tangents. This is what podcasting's all about.
I know.
I don't even know how we got there. We talked about relationships and then losing friends, but it's all started from music festivals.
Yeah, I know. How did that even happen?
I don't know. What is something that this is a new question, so you don't know this one. What is something that no amount of money will get you to do? For example, no amount of money will get me in the ocean in a cage diving with sharks.
Really? You would do that?
Will not fucking happen. You can keep writing zeros. I will not do it.
Not even in a cage?
No.
Like you're kind of safe at the cage.
No, you're not. Have you ever watched YouTube videos about this?
Yes, but they're usually more scared of you than you are of them.
Yeah. I don't see the shark swimming away without a fin.
Oh God. Why did everything just go out of my mind?
Would you skydive?
For a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, $10 billion. Maybe I'm diving.
Man, I don't know. Maybe like being in the ocean without.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm not doing.
No, I don't. Yeah, I think let's just say that, like being in the ocean with no protection, just floating in the middle of the ocean. Like no, like that would not.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, there's
Like,
no
that's
money.
pure fear.
That's terrifying.
What does success look like to you?
Honestly, like it doesn't have to be anything crazy for me. I just want to be comfortable and be able to do what I love and be around the people that I love and not have to like struggle. I think that would be like my definition of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
What is something that very little people know about you?
Oh man. I don't know. Like I'm a pretty open book. Like to wear funny socks.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like right now they have hedgehogs on them.
Really? I'll take your word for it. Lastly, what is your biggest fear?
Failure.
I also agree.
I think that, yeah, either that or just, well, yeah, no, like failure, like basically just having to give up, like having to say like, I can't do this anymore. Like I've got to walk away from this completely to fix something. Like I think that would be like my worst fear, other than floating in the middle of the ocean with nothing.
Yeah,
but yeah, failure is a pretty big one.
I agree.
I feel like that's a lot of creatives. Like I feel like that's like their main fear for sure.
Oh, for sure. I would think so. I mean,
because then people are like, oh, like
then we have to go back to being normal people.
Exactly. It's like, oh wow, like told you didn't have what it takes. Like, you know, like it would just like be like one of those situations. And I'm just like, I don't want to have to tell people that they were right.
I agree. Jess, what is... I just had a brain fart. Don't know where that was going. Jess, now is your time to look to the people, look to the mic, as if you haven't been doing that already for the last hour or so, and talk about your business. Advertise. Tell people where to find you, how to find you, what you do, what you offer, all those things.
Awesome. Well, I offer all kinds of photography, mostly portraits and special events like weddings. You could find me on all social media, Facebook. It's I'm on Facebook as Jessica Surovchak Photography, Instagram as JSuroPhotog. My links to my website are on both of those platforms. But yeah, I love what I do. I love getting to create with people and connect with people of all different walks of life. Love working with families, couples, high school seniors, everyone. So I would love to be considered for your photo needs.
Awesome. So that you guys don't wonder how to spell her maiden name, I will throw the links to that in the description of the episode so that if you are interested in those services, you do not need to go and find them. You can just scroll down to the description, tap on the links, and it'll take you straight to where you need to go. Jess, thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you so much.
It was fun.
It has been fun.
You were nervous. How did it go?
It went pretty good.
Good.
I feel like I think I did okay.
You did. Yeah. I've had worse.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah.
Am
Far
I,
worse.
Am I like third from the bottom?
Fourth.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, thank you for doing this. Thanks for sharing your story. Thanks for opening up about what happened. I appreciate that vulnerability and that openness with me. I'm honored that you felt safe enough in this space to do that with me. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, everybody else who's listening, thank you for listening. Again, we'll throw Jess's links in the description so that you can access them easily. I'll also throw links to me if you're interested in following along on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the places, all of the things. You can follow along in the description. Thank you for listening. Send it to one friend or family member and leave a review. Thanks so much, guys. Take care.